Reverend Ross Lang from Hildale Park Presbyterian Church, Cedar Knolls, to speak about One Great Hour of Sharing.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ross Lang, and I'm the pastor of Hildale Park Presbyterian Church, which is in Hanover Township, Cedar Knolls in northern New Jersey. I wanted to share a little bit about the One Great Hour of Sharing offering and what it means to our congregation. My personal experience with One Great Hour began when I was in college. My childhood church needed very quickly to find a replacement for one of our elders who broke his elbow in a tennis accident right before the scheduled trip to Goshen, Mississippi with Presbyterian Disaster Assistance. This was to help rebuild in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. During that week, which was spent sleeping in a corrugated shelter that was illuminated with a flashlight, cutting floor tiles on a wet saw in sub-zero temperatures, and doing a lot of demo work and flooring on my knees for 7 to 8 hours a day. I still somehow managed to develop a love for PDA, and by association to see the importance of the One Great Hour of Sharing offerings. When I arrived at Hildale a little over 8 years ago, the congregation already had a long-standing tradition of contributing to One Great Hour. But the reason behind the size of their contributions was a little bit checkered. Decades ago, one family really wanted to spur the congregation to think more globally with respect to mission, and not to focus so much on the church building and operating budget. And so they began to contribute approximately half of the congregation's total One Great Hour offering as an earmarked donation at that time. Their plan seems to have worked to a degree, and the congregation's offerings to One Great Hour increased first into the low $3,000 a year, and then into the low $4,000 a year range. This was supported, at least after I got there, and maybe before as well, by a letter writing campaign during Lent, by newsletter articles, and by the denominational resources that we get to go along with this offering. During COVID, our congregation underwent a pretty incredible shift in its mission philosophy. And I have to brag here, it was really completely imagined and implemented by the ruling elders, not instigated by me. This opened up previously sequestered investment resources and resulted in us giving thousands of dollars in aid to Ukrainian refugees, to the housing insecure in Morristown, to programs for the hungry in other nations. And 3 years ago, to matching our congregation's donation to One Great Hour of Sharing dollar for dollar. The session loved doing this and was all prepared to do the same thing again in 2023 and 2024, but they found that it was unnecessary. Congregational donors who were not affiliated with that original family that began the tradition of earmarked giving to One Great Hour came forward to match the congregation's contributions again the last 2 years. The result is that in the last 3 years, Hildale Park, a congregation with about 45 regular attendees, has contributed a grand total of $29,000 to the One Great Hour of Sharing. And we are truly blessed to be the means of conveying this level of generosity to people in need. If that isn't enough reason for us to celebrate, God's Spirit was also moving when I connected with Hanover Township resident Arlene Maynard at a community memorial service in October of 2023. Arlene is actually part of the Quaker congregation in Morristown, and they sent a mission team that received a $10,000 grant, exactly the amount that Hildale gave to One Great Hour of Sharing in 2022 and 2023, from the Presbyterian Hunger Fund, which is one of the programs funded by One Great Hour. And they used it to build a water decontamination facility at Lake Mayasa in Nicaragua. This lake, which I am told was once too polluted to even swim in safely, now provides potable water and edible fish for thousands of men, women, and children who live nearby. The impact of this offering is so great that neighbors from as close by as Morristown and as far away as Central America, Presbyterians, Quakers, and others, have been touched and have had their lives transformed by it. And Hildale has been very blessed to be a part of that. Thank you.